Okay. Awesome. Perfect. All right. We are now live. Cool.
No one has any context for the conversation.
Yeah. So, context for conversation. Null and I have been talking about sim stuff, and I should have been live for it.
Racing sim over.
Yeah. There's this really cool Cooler Master thing that sadly two frame and not extruded steel that is switchable between anything from a truck to an F1 car seating position in like 2 minutes.
Well, the other thing you need to do is a full seat swap because in a truck you don't have
Nope.
bolstering.
Nope. I mean, yeah, you do need, yeah, you want a different seat for that, but you wouldn't have to because it moves the seat
Especially
with
'cause-
everything.
Yeah, so the seat moves, but you know,
You
the
do
point
want
of
a
sim is that
different-
it feels like the thing, and you don't want bolstering in a truck. Trucks
No.
aren't bolstered. Nor do you need bolstering in a truck. Yeah, I'm pulling so many G's in the corners on my Peterbilt.
Well, what do you,
Dang, that Western Star, man. Absolutely throwing me around in the cab.
you go and race with a semi truck.
You can do that. There are semi-truck races. That's
Yeah.
actually it is a thing. There are racing, particularly in India and Europe. There's more
Yeah.
lorry racing than we get in the US. Okay, where were we? What was happening? Am I just building more buildings?
Yeah,
Is that my
we're
plan?
building buildings. Oh, truck stations need to go in to these guys.
We'll just put them in.
And I was
what do I have? Oh, I have plenty for building.
Yeah, I did not.
How many more
stream last
buildings did I
week.
need? How many buildings do I need?
I don't know. Was this a storage building still? Where's the Google Doc? Where's docs? Thank you.
I have it bookmarked in my folder for when you do stuff.
Oh,
I literally have an entire like folder. I've had it for forever that just opens everything I need when we work.
oh, nice.
Okay, so we have
All right.
raw storage.
Oh, I'm gonna miss chat then. I have to put this over here at a weird angle. There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Why do you two have to start chat from the
1,
bottom? I am
2,
set to
3,
top chat.
4.
Oh dear.
1,
Hi.
2,
Just in time to catch the
3,
first message.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Alright.
there's 2 missing there.
Thank you, Streamlabs, for telling me my bot is now running 3 minutes after stream started. We are playing Satisfactory. Okay, this is the last building of storage. Okay.
Are we done with the walls for storage?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yep.
Are you sure? 1,
I
2,
am.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I need
8,
to
9,
remember how I
10,
put this.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
3 middle, 2.
What is 25? Can I just...
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
5 over 4?
Like a little higher. There we go. Did I have my
Put
factory
4 things
card?
per building, right? So
Yes.
that means we need 7 buildings.
Yeah, we're building a super crazy factory complex.
And I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need buildings. We just need building 7. Where do I want to put building 7? Do I want building 7 to be here? We need 1 more floor. We actually need 1 floor of storage.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Well, we'll build a storage building, and we will fill it with stuff when we unlock more things.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but not actually that long. We're just finishing storage up now. And then we move on to more production. We've already got 1 production building built to figure out what the heck we were doing. But it's been moving. We've got 2 people. It moves kind of fast. I need to split and then merge, right?
It also moves a lot faster once we actually have a plan.
Yeah, the plan was like 2 streams. No.
And like the first building we built took almost an entire stream, and then building, a production building took like 1, and then like we built almost completely 7 buildings last time, or no, 5 buildings last time.
Yeah, it was last time was a grind.
Yeah, once you know what you're doing, it's pretty quick.
Yep, and I figured
you just have to get to the phase where you have a plan, and then it's once you have everything memorized, it's just spam click a bunch of builds down and you're fine.
Yep. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, it's 5. That's annoying. Doing the first levels is so annoying. This goes here.
Thank you.
Were you delivered food?
No.
Sad. Delivered liquid.
No. I wasn't delivered anything. I was
heard
told. I'm spamming my stream deck because for whatever reason it's decided to de-auth.
Oh. Fun.
Hello? Why are you mad?
Because...
Oh no, so you're working with my mic directly. That's great.
Unplug it and plug it in.
Well, no, because it's working with my audio interface. It's just not working with Discord.
Oh, yeah, the Discord thing breaks all the time.
It does, but it's not.
I don't want HP Smart to make changes to my device. No.
HP?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you have an HP device. I'm sorry.
Are you okay? I don't even know what it is. I have no clue what the HP device is. Is it the printer? The printer driver wants to make changes to my device?
Why are you doing this, Stream Deck? Like, relaunch you or something? I want a mute button. Quit. Launch.
Go into Discord, and I think you can do...
It's authorized.
Huh. It's just not working.
Yeah, it just decided no. I wonder if it's my very, very proper and appropriate non-terms of service breaking client.
Maybe. There's a high possibility of that being true.
Or just, it doesn't break terms of service, that's what matters.
This is why I just mute my mic manually with other things.
Alright, oh my god. Bro is thinking right now. Now it works. Yay. Absolutely flawless. Mint. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, that's there. Conveyor belt Mark 1. Thank game. No, I don't want to build it into the floor.
Oh no, wait. That's not how I built this.
Let me make sure I actually built this right. I did. Okay. Now it goes really, really fast. Except it doesn't, because that's wrong. Right.
Technically, this is all the work I need to do. But I'm going to future-proof by finishing this building.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Are you going to move on to truck
And then I got to
station?
figure out how many broad buildings I need.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to spam out buildings until I'm done. I'm going to get all the walls built.
All right, that's fair.
Every single structure will be in.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do from there. Oh, also we need power gen. Where's Satisfactory?
Yeah, we never set up power generation, or we never came up with a building for that.
Power gen. That's okay. We'll figure that out later.
And when we'll eventually have to deal with radiation. So
Station 1. Walls.
Merger.
Rocks. Machinery. That will be a one-off specialized building, which will be super cool.
Okay. I don't remember if I'm gonna have to go under and wire all these buildings up for power.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. Do. I put these barriers in the wrong place. No, architecture, high barrier. Oh my god, I put them in the wrong place again. High barrier. Here. There we go. Alright. That's in, that's in. Okay. There. Okay. Conveyor merger. Conveyor merger. Conveyor merger. Conveyor merger. I put in a bunch of mergers. Conveyor splitter. Okay. Welcome back.
Ooh. Holy, not what I want. Okay.
I heard you breathe, so the boo had no effect.
Normally doesn't.
I heard just this. That's how I feel.
It's
way
just
too.
Me on a normal day.
It's way too hot right now.
Right? The worst part is that, I'm in a small enclosed room with my computer, and computers are functionally whatever their wattage is space heaters.
Yeah.
So my room is consistently a few degrees warmer than the rest of the house.
Yep,
Actually, quite a few degrees. You can be sweating in my room, go out and be shivering.
Yeah.
Immediately. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I've just got a thin curtain, and it's enough to do that as well. It's so annoying.
I should go in and undervolt all my crap for the summer, but...
What's the point in that? You want things to go fast.
Well, it goes the same speed, just with less power. So
No.
you get 95 to 105% of the performance.
Nah, I suppose.
With less power draw.
Yeah.
You would be doing it if you lived in a state where power was actually expensive.
Yep.
There are a lot of those.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Europe.
Do it anyways.
Over there, undervolting is a big deal because it can save you tens to hundreds of dollars a year.
There.
Because power is actually really expensive over there.
Yeah.
Here in California as well, it's pretty bad. If you're on, like, you know, the Pacific, or the rest of the Pacific Northwest,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hydro kind of goated.
Wait, yes, I did that. I have to go through and put in the truck stations for everything.
Oh god, I don't need the developer console. Thank you very much.
How do you keep opening that?
Isn't it on Tilda? It's on Tilda.
Oh. It's just Tilda.
It's
There's
right next to escape.
There's no other, like, oh, you gotta be holding function while you do it. Just, nope. Just Tilda.
Of course not function. That's a keyboard thing.
Yeah. Or, I don't know what button. Control
Control
Tilda.
Shift Hold. A modifier key.
Yeah.
That's what they're technically called. They're modifiers.
Not Control or Shift, because you use that for movement. And you could...
No, they're modifier keys.
Yeah. Okay. I am out of materials. Again. Where did I put my factory cart? I keep losing it. There it is.
Mine is elsewhere right now. Is it? No, I have it on me. Ah.
Mine is normal color because I got out of it. Or because I left it out when I did the thing. What was it that I was out of? Out of rod. Okay.
Man, I love spamming down walls. It's the whole reason I play this game.
I can put walls down and you could go do truck stations if you wanted.
No. I will place all the walls.
Ah.
I have more gumption than that. I have something called a work ethic.
I can't wait to see all of the trucks drive perfectly on this terrain, and then they go over to the massive, bumpy, hilly zone immediately afterwards and fly off into the void.
Luckily, there's no void over there. They will make a mess of themselves, though.
Yeah, we are going to have to
we are going to have to put a highway on that. Like,
yeah,
there is zero shot we just pathfind them directly over that.
Nope. I mean, we can. It's not reliable at all.
I mean, it will work. They'll just have to rewind a lot.
Which isn't efficient.
It'll just be annoying.
Oh my god, I'm out of iron plate.
What we should do is connect this to main grid, just so that we can remove our old power gen to take over its coal prod for this. And so we can use our old infrastructure for all of our
hello
ding dongs.
Yeah. It probably will take out our
Well, so we
power
should have
network.
power gen here.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have coal yet.
Yep. We could set it up
We could
quick.
disconnect each building from the underground grid.
We could. It's a pain in the butt to
Connect
move around on
us
though,
to
though.
outer grid. Get out this generator spun up. Fail over that coal or reroute that coal to this facility. And then reconnect all the buildings and start disconnecting the other buildings.
Could do that.
Because this should be our main coal prod facility.
Yep. I've realized something. We're gonna have to get power out to... Oh no, we have to get power out anyways for the miners.
Yeah. We're gonna have to... I think we're gonna want to connect this to our existing grid anyway.
Yeah.
If only just so that we don't have to rerun all of our infrastructure. Because most of our miners are already on this grid.
Honestly, I want to move all of that stuff over to the really nice power things that we're going to unlock very shortly. Because you can run those a lot longer.
When we do that, we should also do redundant power lines.
Oh, in case we delete something.
Yeah. So we don't take off half the grid when we accidentally delete a post.
Oh, we're going to want those eventually. We should work Caterium if we're building something this big. I know I really want lights, but with Caterium, we get the ability to have automatic power shut down and shut off. So if something occurs, it will keep everything necessary running.
Nah, everything will just kind of work, and we'll never have to worry about it.
Ooh, that's very optimistic of you.
No, it's not. It's called industrial facilities. It just works.
Yes. Let's think about our current truck network and the fact that probably it's rejammed itself.
Works. It just works. It doesn't ever need maintenance. When things go wrong, you just go and you smack them with a hammer. They come back online, and you resume your day. Like nothing. It's called Enterprise, okay? I do love that's a legitimate thing. Like, you would be appalled if you saw how much of the world's backbone network was on 30-year-old switches that just need to be power cycled occasionally, taking out, you know, the East Coast for a few hours. And companies are just like, yeah, the best solution is to just leave it there, power cycle it a few times, and it comes back online. You see, we could replace it. Problem being that would require taking everything offline for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And we don't have redundant infrastructure, so we're just
screwed. That would be the same thing. We'd also have to take it offline.
Yeah, so we can't upgrade any of the things that makes it we don't have this problem because we have this problem.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Yeah. That's our plan.
Yep.
That's how we're gonna do.
Oh, factory part. Oh god. These things really do not like slopes.
No, they hate slopes. It's actually miserable. Like, shockingly miserable. It's like a slight incline is a pretty, like, foundational feature that I need.
Yeah.
Slopes, like, happen. I can't just not be able to deal with slopes. I like you rerouted all of this equipment, and now you're going to want it over here.
I know, I'm realizing that. But I do still have to make all of the... what should we call? I have to go do all the truck stations and pipe all of that up still. So.
Okay.
Your merger.
3
No.
Wait, how does this work? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we have one raw open that's done. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then steel ingot. So that's gonna be like those two. Strike through that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That covers those two.
How do I keep doing this? What the heck?
What was that?
I have no clue what you were even talking
It's
about.
a 7 plus 1 covers those two. This is 4 plus 1 leaves 3 open in T1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That covers those two. Those are open. Am I doing that correctly?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I just incapable of math? Maybe. 4, 1 raw open.
Mm-hmm.
T1 has 4 plus 1 with 3 open. T2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that covers these two. So that leaves this building plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we're gonna have 2 floors open plus a raw, and that works with the way that my math works.
Yay.
Still. Okay. Perfect.
Woo.
So then we're gonna need a power gen building at some point, but for now, geez, everything just changed color.
Yeah, it's nighttime now.
1, 2, 3, 4. And that's covered in that building. So then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Ugh.
10,
Right.
11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm gonna need 4 more buildings. And I can fit 2 there, 2 here in power gen. So I just need to fill out these 5 footprints and we'll be good. I can do that.
I wish there was an easy way to do strike through. Oh my god. How do I do strike view with this view?
How do you do what?
I'm dealing with... I have it open on my phone. I don't know why. Honestly, I should actually... Wait, I have multiple monitors. What am I doing with my life? I'm over here using my phone as another monitor.
What are you doing with your life?
I don't know.
You're streaming Satisfactory on a weeknight.
I know. Ugh.
What are you doing with your life?
I don't need any of this stuff open anymore. Okay. Alright, that goes over there. Oh god, auto dark mode is terrible.
Dark Reader works great on Google Docs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Force dark page is off. Okay, now that's just gonna blind me. That's fine.
You light mode docs user.
Yeah, because... Okay, how do I turn on dark mode again in docs?
I just use Dark Reader. I don't think there is a dark mode.
Oh, that's annoying.
I don't know what sociopath would use a dark mode.
Okay.
I just have an extension that makes my web pages dark.
Yeah, well, Opera's thing doesn't change the font color in docs.
Well, there's your problem. You're using Opera.
Yeah.
Your first
Okay.
problem was using Opera as a web browser.
Well, I use it for streaming because I have less tabs in it open.
It's just Chromium.
Yeah. My Chrome is crazy right now. Where is strike through? What the heck?
Shift Alt5.
What?
Format text. Shift Alt5.
Shift Alt 5. Thank you. Shift Alt 5. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
4. Restoring smart plating and versatile framework.
What? Yeah.
All right.
They're in the list. That means they get storage.
I suppose they will use them eventually. Yeah.
That's my entire system. This is literally everything we could ever desire for.
All right.
I'm not joking. This is every resource we currently have.
Do I build the next storage building all the way up, or do I just build the first floor?
Build it all the way up.
All right.
You'll have time. I have a lot of walls to put in over here. So you can put in
what building
stations.
Is it? Oh, the other building that's been made.
And then, yeah, it's all the buildings on that side of the main street.
I feel like we're gonna have some bottlenecks in our road network.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our road network is flawless and perfect in every way. There are no issues. See, there's only issues if you think there's issues. If you just pretend that issues aren't real, nothing can
highway.
Go wrong. Exactly. Just add more lanes. Yeah. Just add more lanes, bro.
Yeah, we'll just add entrances on every level.
Exactly.
That actually would not be a bad idea.
Well, aside from the moment that a truck has to go between floors.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a nightmare. But
yep.
You see, our trick to that is if we just ignore the problem, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. Logistics, conveyor merger. We start with a merger. 1, 2, 3.
See, what I like to think is that at some point, this game is going to become reasonable. But right now, we're so far behind on our construction based on our tech tree that the game is unreasonable. So I am just blissfully screaming along, hoping for the best, and someday everything will work out.
Yeah.
We'll demolish the city 3 times before that happens, but that's okay.
Well, we won't really demolish it.
What I was just thinking is, like, if there's certain features in this game, we're gonna want to, like, redo everything.
We will.
We're not gonna demolish anything, so we're just gonna build it all behind this. And then at some point, we're going to run out of new area to build in, and our solution is just going to be turn around
and go backwards.
Take down buildings and rebuild them as we go.
We're going to hit the outer edge kill box.
Yeah, and then we're just going to turn around and start demolishing old buildings that we don't want anymore and replacing them with buildings that we do want.
Oh my god.
We're just going to have defunct buildings sitting dormant, maybe running. Just not helpfully. I mean, some buildings might even get shut down because, like, infrastructure they require is just deleted because it's not necessary anymore.
The thing
and they just get in the way.
The thing I'm looking forward to is reworking all of this for the next tier of vehicle.
Oh god.
Because
we just won't use the next tier of vehicle. I think that's the solution.
I mean,
just depend.
Unless it is way more efficient on, like, power and can go farther, there is no reason.
I think there just is no reason. I think that the inconvenience of redesigning our entire building footprint.
Oh, you know what we do? We make offloading. We make a transfer station outside of the city.
Oh my god, so there's just a million trucks that just drive back and forth in a
Yeah.
tiny loop.
Yeah.
So we have these massive vehicles that load up outside of the city, come into the city, where it's all tractors.
That
Just
actually
100% tractors.
that actually
That's kind of
kind of
sick.
yeah.
I kind of like that just from a story perspective, not even
Yeah.
from a usefulness perspective.
All right, we have to do that now.
There's just a sub-city outside that just all of the big boys pull up to.
Yeah.
They go
Oh,
out
we're
into the
gonna have
wasteland and collect resources.
Okay, I love that. Okay, we need to make walls for this city now.
The buildings are the walls. Notice how all the buildings point in. There is no
Oh,
building that
yeah.
faces out of the city.
I mean, you can still drive off.
Yeah, that's gonna all be behind barriers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the slums.
We have to do
You have to go down an alley. You're not supposed to go down alleys. Come on. Those are dangerous.
we're gonna have to
That's where the
also
gangs hang out.
rework it for trains.
Oh my god, I was just the other day, sorry, this is a slight sidetrack. I was just the other day, I drove past an active police situation.
Oh, fun.
And by active police situation, I mean like a swarm of cops were pulling up. They all jumped out of their cars, ran across the street, and surrounded a house with their guns out.
Oh, that's fun.
And I just drove by. Like, just on the street. Like, this house was on the corner of this street.
Huh. I mean, that's
I
how it's
watched
done.
the cops cross in front of me. And then I just kept driving.
Yeah.
As they're like pulling out guns, turning on flashlights, and I'm like, I don't want to be
Get
here
out.
right now.
Yep. Get away.
I don't. This is not where I want to be.
There was a SWAT raid like a block from my house a couple nights ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I slept
enjoyable.
through it.
That's actually
like-
impressive.
Yeah, it was like at 1 a.m. I only learned about it because I like got the next door notification when I woke up because someone was like, "Anybody know why they were raiding that building?"
Probably drugs.
There was like,
Probably a prank call.
yeah, which are illegal in Minnesota now. It's awesome.
They're technically illegal in most places.
Yeah, but there's
The problem is
Minnesota
just
has
they're very hard to trace.
yeah, Minnesota has a specific law saying no, bad.
No SWAT pranks.
You're a terrible human being.
You're a bad person. You should feel bad.
Yeah. God.
Most of them are illegal. We just like don't have the bandwidth to
Yeah.
deal with that. That's the bigger issue.
Yep. Dude.
The bandwidth just isn't there to.
So, what
deal
building
with.
is going to contain all of our water?
We'll worry about that at a later date. You see, right now we're doing the rest of life.
Oh, we're gonna have to have trains running into the city for liquid transportation because they're the only thing that do it.
That sounds like a future problem because
Oh,
I haven't seen no train. Therefore, they're not real. Trains aren't real and they can't hurt you.
Yeah. Well, we also water is literally right below, so we don't have to worry
Someone's
about
having
water.
a bad day.
Oh God.
I think there's a helicopter flying over.
Oh, fun.
No, that means someone is having a very bad time because I live right next to a hospital.
Oh.
So a helicopter flying over only happens
Oh,
to
yay.
a hospital. Someone's having a
Yeah.
very bad time right now.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, whenever I hear helicopters, I'm like, oh
no.
I'm sorry for your day.
Yeah. Somebody was in a hard to get to spot. Yeah.
Or having a very bad time.
Yeah.
They're either in a very hard to get to spot or very big problem.
Yeah.
Anytime you need an airlift, it's scary.
Yep. I was considering that for a career, being a helicopter pilot for hospitals. Because it pays so much. It's ridiculous, and you're being paid to just sit around and wait to be called.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
There's a reason those lifts are so expensive.
yeah. It's like, I would not mind that. I would love to fly a helicopter. That sounds like such a fun career.
That is actually probably the one way I would want to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't want to fly a helicopter in any situation where
Don't
I
wanna
need
do
to
news.
carry anything.
Yeah.
Lifting helicopter, scary, but
Yeah.
a pretty common use of a helicopter.
Yep.
There's like military and lifting things are like
Yeah.
the two places where helicopters make sense.
Yep. Or some news stuff, but
occasionally cameras, but yeah.
yeah.
That's
The
been
cameras for like movies and stuff, that's transitioning to drones, which is awesome. So much cheaper.
They have the payload capacity now.
Yeah.
Used to have
Cinelifters.
that.
They're awesome.
Sorry,
I can mark off machinery. Frick, what? It was Shift Alt 5? Yes. Yeah. There we go. Actually, I move, the factory cart moves at the same speed as these belts do, so it looks like the resources aren't going in at all when I'm driving by.
I'm gonna go rotate my launcher.
Oh, food. Okay. 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 Oh. Here. Back over here. This is not good. Those are reinforced plates. Nope. Ah. Nope. Oh, well, I can pop you and get material back. I will be able to finish with this hopefully, but we are gonna have to head back and pick up more plates. That's fun. Yay. That's really fun. Oh god. Did a 180. Was I working on this floor? It's this floor done. Am I on third or second floor? Oh dear. Let's check. Okay. Was I on fourth floor? No way I was on the final floor already, was there? Did I turn my brain off that hard? I turned my brain off that hard. Wait, no, this is the wrong building. God darn it. What? We're just gonna do... No. Alright, nice. 360. Here we are. Okay. Okay, I need to change the colors. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna go options. User interface. Oh, can I not change them? Whoa. I can make my HUD really small. Oh, whoa, no. Cancel. Oh, God. It was 1. That's cool. That was a fun thing to just learn of. Turn off creature alert. Huh. Weird, there's no way to change those colors. That's annoying. I can be a little bit more vibrant.
That might not have been a helicopter earlier. I think that was the washer doing its final spin. It was shake.
That's funny. Oh.
Real hard.
Well, it's doing its job.
I don't think it's supposed to shake. It's supposed to spin, but not shake.
We had to put vibration things on our washing machine because it would shake itself off its little concrete leveling pedestals.
Yeah, that probably means it's improperly loaded.
Yeah, we do it whenever we put the bed sheets in.
Yeah, that's what mine was just doing it.
Yep. So now it's a half load. Bed sheets are a half load. You put in less than you think. Or is it actually now that we put more in it? I don't remember because we did. There's one thing where we do throw in an extra thing and it makes it do better. I don't remember.
Yeah, having big things is a problem.
Yeah.
You generally want small things to like distribute. So like socks are awesome because they're like basically sand functionally.
Yeah.
So they like distribute themselves nicely and everything weighs nice.
Yeah.
And like if you have one big thing, you're fine. If you have a bunch of little things that will shift around to counterbalance it. The problem is when you get a couple of blankets or a blanket that engulfs the rest of the machine.
Yep.
Because then you lose all of your balancing stuff and you just end up with one big unit.
Yeah.
Which inevitably will end up off-centered.
Yeah.
And that just means that now you created a vibration motor instead of a wheel. Because that's literally how you make vibration motors. It's any eccentric mass.
Yep.
Spinning.
Yes. Speaking of power generation.
Yeah.
For coal, we're gonna need
were
water.
We talking about power generation?
We were a
Yeah,
while back, and I just
underneath.
Yes, but to be efficient, where do we want to put our water tower?
Again, that's called a future problem that we're just gonna put off for like a little while until we have all of our prod up. My plan, okay? Get storage in.
Okay.
Get prod in. Get power in. Get highways in. Get
and then
network connected.
All right. We're gonna want to
mining converted. Get trucks run.
Oh, then we get a little bit
over to new product.
Yep. Oh, we're gonna have a period of time where we don't have any like nice production.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have to rely on our current production having made enough.
Yeah.
Which, like, honestly, we should be pretty okay.
Yeah,
and we don't have to take current prod offline as long as we have
power.
Like, we have to take it offline for a period of time, but it has so little power that our power generation here should be capable of more than enough to run most of our grid, at least temporarily. Because our power here should probably be overbuilt by like 2x our current buildings.
Yep, and we can get power switches.
We're just going to be expanding stuff here.
Yep.
So in the meantime, all of that fraud can... no, because all the resources will be coming here.
Yeah,
So,
that's the problem. It's the resources.
yeah, we're just eating it, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
We'll have full production here. The only question is whether, vehicles are run. So.
Yep. All right. Do you have plates, or should I take my truck and get plates?
I have plates, but I'm gonna consume them all.
All right.
I'm out of plates.
All right. Grab your truck. Okay.
I'm almost out.
Yeah, I'm off to get plates then. Find my truck. There it is.
Correct. Yeah. Another one bites the dust.
Right.
Why does that look like there's sun coming in up there? Did I forget to put... I thought that I put that roof in. I did. Okay. Yep. Lights just being light. It's probably having my flashlight on in the daytime that's screwing me over.
Yeah, I just never turn mine off. Oh, shoot, there we go. Alright. Oh my. Oh, that's amazing.
Axle chat crash. Do I need to get more stuff?
Ooh, animal.
Oh my god, you absolute freaking menace. Oh my god, living being. Murder. Murder.
We need the DNA points.
Murder for profit.
Don't you want fancy windows?
I want all of our buildings built, okay? That's all I care about. In case you couldn't tell, all I care about, my only...
Oh god, that's a tree.
I want all the production buildings up. And I want all the storage buildings up. And I want them all running.
Mm-hmm.
And I want power generation.
Hello, factory.
Once we get that, life gets fun. Until then, everything is scuffed.
Yep.
Oh my god, I know where our next base of operations is going to be.
Where?
You know this one sideways building?
Sideways?
No.
Oh.
We're not gonna put it in the sideways building.
We were gonna make a little mansion house down on that little water platform.
Yeah, that's just decorative. We put our hub and our MAM and sink, all that junk.
Well, we're gonna have
that
multiple
big
sinks.
Parking lot.
Oh.
That big.
Null, would you like to smack somebody?
Wait, I can swing the fan hammer. Wait, where's Twitch? Hang on. Wait, do I not have mod view on? Hang on.
Yeah, you had to. I'm so lost. What am I doing with my life? There we go.
Bing bong. Wah, wah.
I was like, I should let Null do this one.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, bye. Oh,
you're right. I gotta go this way. Hang on.
Yeah. What did you get?
What's up?
Did you grab plates?
I haven't grabbed anything.
All right.
I'm empty.
What's a good idea to grab?
You're grabbing plates? I'll go get concrete.
All right.
I'm gonna go get concrete in my truck, and I'm gonna fill my inventory with plates.
That's a good idea. Take all. Wish you could like do the shift double click you can do in Minecraft. That'd be nice.
Minecraft does have shockingly good inventory management.
Yeah, for the fact that my
it's
truck is full.
Horribly documented and not explained in the slightest.
We have more plates. My truck is full already.
Lol.
Ah.
That's okay. We'll need more. Oh wait, we consume plates and concrete at the same rate, right?
Yes. We at the same rate per stack. Yes.
So I just actually want to load up on concrete. Sweet.
I have half concrete, half plate in my truck.
Oh, you little... Okay.
Yeah, apparently I never unloaded it. And I never checked.
Take all that.
Get dum-dum. What does
It's
Samantha bring?
okay. We have, like, shockingly little concrete.
Yeah.
We are definitely... Once we, like, expand... Once we get this city up, we're going to expand our mining operations.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna need to expand it for this thing.
We're going to need to input way more resources in this thing. It's going to be running on empty all the time.
Yeah. Can't wait to watch the power just go blue, blue, blur, 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 blur.
That's okay. That's why we just overbuild the network, you know?
Yep.
Power can do whatever it wants, and network can supply.
Alright. Okay. Well, I've got plates.
We probably should spec for, like, twice our nominal or something.
Yeah.
Of just that city alone.
How much is the city gonna consume?
Absurd numbers. Because remember, we don't have any of the assemblers or constructors in, like, functionally.
Oh.
So, like, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to consume what we call don't think about it because you'll cry. Remember that thing where I said where if we just pretend that it's not an issue, it's not an issue?
Yeah, we're gonna have to set up multiple
pretend.
factories of tier 1 stuff. To correctly...
That's also a thing, is that we're probably going to have to expand a lot of our operation here.
Yeah.
We're building, like, one of everything, but we're going to finish building one of everything, get everything hooked up, then we'll be like, all right, now it's time to build, like, a couple more of everything.
Yeah, balance it all out.
Because we don't have sufficient plates. Oh, we need more rods. Dang, our screw production kind of low.
Yeah.
The worst part is that it's going to be those three things.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to be those three things.
But we have the
Everything
really
else
nice... We have the really nice screw recipe, so it's not as bad as...
We're still going to need more.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's going to be an eternal fight. It's fine.
Yep. I'm really loving this idea of the whole... In the city, we have the trucks. Outside, we've got tractors inside the city, trucks outside. It's gonna be so cool.
Well, there's one thing above a truck. No? So...
Then it goes to train.
No, I thought there was one more ground vehicle.
Nope, train is... You're thinking of the train.
No,
oh, no, you're thinking of the Explorer.
Dang.
Yeah.
I was really hoping it was going to be another transport thing. And I was like, that's going to be, you know, just imagine the scale of that.
No.
That'd be pretty sick.
I mean, I think it probably has an inventory slot considering the little factory cart does.
So we use them. They're not more efficient for storage. They just look cooler.
Yeah. We could probably
Our entire selection criteria.
We could probably unlock those, like, right
no,
now
we're not unlocking anything. We're building buildings. Stop.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. We have built right past a Caterium node. Do we just want to feed that directly into the city?
No. There's going to be a tractor going to it. Obviously.
It's going to be the one tractor going down the sketchy alley.
Exactly. There's going to be one tractor whose entire purpose in life is to go back and forth with one node. That's it.
Oh my God.
It's a whole tractor. It sits idle at a truck station for like 10 minutes. And then it goes to one node and it pulls some resources. And that's its entire life.
Yeah.
And it's happy.
Yeah, it's tractor, truck, train, drone. And that's it.
This is going to be so stupid. Did I finish this building? I finished this building, didn't I? I'm not even going to go to the top of it to check. I'm just going to trust that I did.
Well, we can finish it when we get to it as well.
I know I was on the top floor, so it must be done. That's my logic.
Yeah.
I was at the top. So it's done.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm not gonna have enough.
Okay, wait.
rods
This
in my
like
inventory.
skyline is actually gonna look sick once we remove all of the old buildings.
I know. It's gonna
They're
be
kind
so
of ugly
pretty.
right now,
Yeah, my brain is not doing stuff. Okay.
but once we eat them, like that's gonna be hot.
I have literally 4 rods remaining in my inventory as I'm finishing up this final building. That is hilarious. I'm not looking forward to doing all of the production interior stuff. That's gonna be annoying. That belt stuff was not simple.
Oh right, that thing does suck. Like, well, most of it shouldn't be too bad, but no,
Yeah.
that is gonna suck.
I'm
That
kind
is
of
bad.
tempted to say, let's do that on the ground, and just wrap things up then.
We can, yeah. It doesn't matter how we do it.
Yeah.
As long as it works.
Yep.
Like we've talked about, it's just about getting infrastructure in. All the infrastructure gets replaced eventually.
Yeah.
We just need a ground truth, which we haven't had yet, so.
Yep.
This is our ground truth. Produces absolutely everything.
All right. This building storage is done. I'm now putting in truck stations. I'm going to start with the first building, because that's where resources are.
Hello. What are you doing here?
I have discovered a thing. I have a siren.
A siren?
Yeah, look.
What the?
Do you not hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah. The
I think-
tractors have horns as well.
So when you honk, you put a thing on the roof. It goes nah, and that's it.
Yeah. It's continuous. It's a toggle.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't toggle for me. I only hear it when you press it.
Weird. Yeah, and the trucks are then.
It is not networked properly. That's a mysterious shadow that is mildly guillotine shaped. See, that's continuous.
Yeah, only because I'm holding it down. This is networked properly. Wait.
It's okay. Coffee Stain Studios is a small indie company.
I did it. I think that was OSO though.
Also, Should we do our production buildings properly with the blank floor at the bottom?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that necessary, honestly. Hello. All right.
No, it is because that's where fuel input goes.
Oh. So we bring fuel in at
Because
that level. Or we can
yeah,
also just do
because
fuel underground. Not even close.
no, we don't want to put it underground because we want to minimize the space down there so we can put more water pumps.
Yeah, frick.
So yeah, it just means we do 5 floors instead of 4. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, but I set up all of these with a bottom floor.
Yeah, we don't have to move it for storage. We'll migrate that up at a later date.
Okay.
We're putting off a lot for later dates, unless you want to put another
no,
one on.
we should do 5th floor for all the storages. That's better.
All right.
It's a good idea. All right.
Have you finished truck stations on all of them?
I've not done truck stations at all.
Is machinery in?
Yes.
Okay,
So
start putting in truck stations.
All right.
I will finish up what I'm currently working on, and then I'll go back and I'll 5th floor all storage buildings.
All right.
And then you can migrate 1st floor to 5th, including trucks. I will finish production buildings, and we'll be in a good spot.
Oh no, I can go to the production building for the template of the layout. That's what I need. I've got an idea for the what's it called? The base of operations. Besides putting it over in the garage.
What's the other option?
Well,
it's not gonna be the garage anyway.
Yeah, we don't need a garage. Put it up.
Tractors will have to originate from the factory they supply.
Yeah. Oh wait, we could do that. We could actually build a garage and make that be the refueling point.
But then we have to send every tractor to a single bottleneck every single time they do anything.
No. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's better to just have fuel distribution in every building.
Yep.
In production buildings. So production buildings will have a garage that gets a coal run continuously, which then distributes to the truck stations where everyone else delivers. And then everyone will then just be getting coal naturally.
All right.
I think that's the best way to handle it.
Okay.
I think any way else you just end up with way too much complexity.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to have tractors running to every single truck station because you'll have just too many.
Yeah.
So if you just run it to each building, you'll be pretty reasonable. And if you run everything underground, you have an entirely separate network that you have to manage, and it takes up water pumping space, which is the more important problem.
Yep.
If we're being honest, the most important thing is water pumping.
There's a specific layout you do for your piping that makes it really nice and easy, and everything works beautifully, and you never worry about how high up things are.
So what I like to say is just don't bother, and it'll be fine. I promise.
No, it will not.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Trust me. No, trust me.
We have no. Do you have all the rotors?
Not on me.
I have to go get the rotors.
They might be in storage.
They're not. I'm gonna check the other storage.
Oh, rotors also might be one of the problems, so good luck.
Yeah.
It's okay. I believe in you. I believe that everything will be fine. And that's my way of fixing every problem. If I just believe that the problem isn't real hard enough, it's actually not real.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
So,
Production legally cannot cause problems without your consent. Just say no.
alright. Take all.
Oh god. Legally, your factories cannot have power or water problems without your consent. Just say no to power problems. Legally, your water cannot travel through your pipes incorrectly without your consent. Just say no.
Okay. Alright. I am taking my truck now. Please tell me I have some coal. I have 100 coal. Okay.
Please tell me you emptied your truck.
I emptied a bit. Yeah, do that. I'll get to that.
Pick up the rest of our T2 while you're there.
TT?
Tier 2. T2.
Oh, got it. Got it.
Just empty all the...
I've been
tier
doing
2.
too much drone stuff, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah?
TT is abbreviation for Tiny Trainer, which is a very popular quad. It's like, what? I'm picking up drones?
When you said
There's...
TT, I thought Audi TT. Good car.
Yeah.
I haven't considered an Audi TT. Maybe I should get an Audi TT. I honestly don't particularly care what car I drive as long as it's a manual. And to be honest, my car is super fun because it looks like regular traffic. Which means that people don't notice when you do stupid things in it.
Yeah.
When you drive like an idiot, people just don't look at you because they think you're a commuter.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But it has a V6 and a manual transmission.
Oh god.
Is it powerful? No. Is it old? Yeah. Is it fun to drive? No. 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 Oh, heck no. It's a luxury trim, so...
Oh. I'll see.
It's not like tuned to sound like anything. It's not a car that you got to have fun. It's a car you got to get to work and look like you were a bigwig. It's a sales employee car, not the executive who can afford like a real car. The employee who needs something that looks good for clients, but is actually dirt cheap because they make no money.
Yep.
That's the spec I have.
That's great.
And I'm gonna be honest, it's the perfect spec. Again, no one bats an eye. You can drive like an absolute idiot and just no one cares. Whereas if you drive, you know, an Audi TT, Porsche, or Challenger, or whatever, everyone sees you. Everyone sees everything you're doing.
Yep.
And if you mess up once, ooh, there are gonna be some very pretty lights behind you all of a sudden. Go 5 over, pretty lights. Me, they just don't notice. And it's kind of dark. So it just looks real generic. It's perfect. I love my car. It's so fun.
There you go.
Mostly just because it's a manual transmission, but you know.
Yep.
Let's be honest, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The best part is that the first 2 gears are a little bit crunchy. So it feels like you're breaking something every time you get into gear.
Oh no.
It's great. It's fine.
Well, I've got 36 more reinforced iron plate.
I say all this about my car. My car is the most consistent in our fleet of 5.
That is hilarious.
It's also the oldest.
Okay. Why do I
And
only have
lowest or
8 of
second lowest
these?
mileage. Because our
Is it?
T2 factory is a little bit special. I think that's the politically correct way to say that.
You just don't have screws. There's just no screws.
Like I said, special.
We aren't producing enough screws.
Built
No.
different.
I'm gonna
Assembled
just
wrongly.
turn off the top level because we don't need smart plating right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got all the frame my heart could desire. I literally cannot actually build what we need to build because I need more rotors.
Well, I knew that much.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna let that much on the smart plating. Or not smart plating. Oh, that. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go over here.
Oh no, I will have reasons to drive my car. Next weekend is Mother's Day. Freaking.
You can come see the kitties.
Oh, I'm not. I don't think I'm going up.
Oh.
When I'm up though. No, because I want to be here Saturday. Unless I can find something up there for Saturday. And then maybe I could go there for
Which Saturday?
This Saturday.
What exactly? Just something to do?
I mean, if you have a suggestion, sure, but I
got
have
a drone race.
My own ulterior motives. Oh, that could be fun, actually. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, also, dude,
I need to find a car show.
Oh.
Some coffee or.
Yeah. I will send you the. I'll do that quick. I'll send you the.
I could consider that this weekend though. I'm not doing anything else important.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Okay, I have a couple of important things, but I'll survive.
Yeah. And then yeah, you can come visit. You can see the kittens who are growing up very quickly, except for Pocket, who is still tiny. Log in. Yeah, I just had my first ever outdoor drone race this weekend.
Sweet.
I did not come in last.
You gotta tell me about these things.
Here.
Tell me these things, idiot.
You know what? No, they're
I'm here.
Yeah.
You only message me for profit.
But not even profit.
You only message me for fake profit.
So there's
for potential future profit. How dare you use me for money and clout? Oh frick, we have to move one of these prod floors.
Yeah.
I'm in the concrete building. We have to move one of those floors because that does need coal distribution.
Yep. Brown race Saturday. Doot. There you go. I'm just gonna send you the link to the 2 chapters that are in Minnesota, and you can just come. You can just see everything as well.
Okay. I'll consider it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I don't know if that will like frick with other people's plans, but genuinely, if I can find something up there and do that, like, and see you, then I would consider it.
Yeah.
I would consider it.
There's gonna be this summer. There's gonna be a race. I'm gonna try to make it so that there's a race every weekend, except for holiday weekends.
No, do it on holiday weekends too, just on the opposite day from the holiday.
Yeah. Thing is, I need to have a certain number of people showing up to the races, or our chapter doesn't exist anymore.
Skill issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta bring my. Oh frick! How am I gonna? Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
I'm gonna get you into drone racing finally.
No. Sorry, I have too many other expensive hobbies. You'll see my current expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Because that's the ulterior motive is my expensive hobby. So.
Yep. I just got $300 of drone gear for like $100, and I'm very happy.
I just spent. So right now I'm looking at spending 200, and I just spent 300.
God.
And it doesn't stop there. I'm
Yeah.
restraining myself from spending like another 100. So.
Okay, I need to collect a.
Oh frick! It's gonna be this weekend. That means I should place orders tonight so that I have stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, that means I have to spend another $200.
What I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna dismantle this because
I'm
we
a
don't
very
need
expensive
this.
person. I need another internship. This is gonna be a problem shortly if I don't get another one of those.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of fine. I just got my tax return, so I'm basically where I was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I had a lot withheld. I didn't know I set my withhold so high.
Mm. I'm collecting screws by dismantling the old screw output thing that we
This
built all
weekend is
that
Mother's
long
Day,
time
right?
ago.
I'm not stupid.
What?
It is this weekend.
Yes,
okay.
yes, it is. Yes, because I need to get my mom something. My dad reminded me. I gotta do that.
Are both of these a pain to get to? Hang on, now you're making me like reconsider my entire life. That's like an hour and a half. That's like at the edge of where I want. 2.5. That's not happening.
This is not the right factory.
Bingo. All right, I gotta look for something roundabouts there.
You got a plan. Yeah, the only issue is the drone races, they all are in the morning.
That's
Yeah.
a challenge.
Yeah.
So that would be where coffee is. So it depends on what I'm able to find, because that's probably going to be easier to find than an afternoon meet, although it might be easier there. You have a few more people to support things like this up there than where I am.
Yeah. The outdoor drone racing stuff, that goes till 4 o'clock. Our indoor tiny whoop races, they end at 12:30, because that's all I could get from the location that's letting us do it for free. So not too many complaints, just some complaints.
When do you start?
So I get there at 9 because I'm host.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then pilots show up at 9:30. Actual racing, God, I have to go check. I don't remember. I can never remember when racing is actually scheduled. Racing is scheduled to start, and I say scheduled very loosely because we are dealing with people who are learning how to fly still. Practice flights start at 9:30, so that's when people show up. 10.
Do you hang out after your racing period for the later 4?
For the on the day that there is the 2 events, which is not this Saturday, right? That's next Saturday.
So this Saturday is just little boys.
Yeah, yep, just a little one. Next Saturday, I am going to be going over to the other one, because the other one is just time trials. We actually have like a bracket and everything. But yeah, racing starts
I
at
think
10:30 a.m. and then goes till 12:15 ish.
next weekend.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Yeah. You can see Prospect, which is just
Mm.
insane.
Those two start. And then that one. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see about the following weekends. But
now you have everything. Oh, I'll send you also. I should send
this
you
weekend
that.
I'll consider.
I've not been doing a good job of managing our social media of late because I have been so darn busy with college, but there is a social media for my chapter. The other chapter just has a YouTube and a Facebook group because they're not a bunch of young people like us.
I gotta work that as well. That'll be would that be a tomorrow project? It could be a tonight project, depending on how productive I am. That'd be a good thing to get done tonight.
There you go. And then I will also just send
I have way too much crap to do, but I just finished classes, so we're golden and have all the time in the world now to get stuff done.
That's me this week. I'm finishing up this week. I'm very excited.
Last final was this afternoon, so
nice.
we're goated.
I need my.
I will definitely now be productive and get stuff done. I will.
I can't spell mighty. Mighty. That's lady phone. Oh my god. Mighty. There we go.
Do you have a calendar that you can share?
Actually, wait, no, I do. I can. I actually can send a calendar to you. Hold up.
Can you send me a calendar with all your crap on it so that I can consider it?
Yeah, you're also going to get like
my consideration of life.
You're also going to get all my practice sessions, and I apologize for that.
That's okay.
That's how do I share a
calendar? What do those look like? Just out of curiosity.
So I've got IRL practices where we just go and we end up designing the tracks for the races for the most part, but we just fly around and have little mini races. And then I host a night.
That's with your group.
Yep, that's with my team.
Okay.
And then I host an open to the entire chapter open practice at night on Thursdays.
So chapter is a group of teams. Team is a small group of people who do races.
Yep.
Together? Is your standing like?
No, we do individual. We do individual standing because teams are not big enough right now. Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Settings and sharing. Drones. Not make available. Add people and groups. Search. Enter a real name and don't say it out loud.
Don't, be careful.
I'm not gonna dox you.
Be very careful, sir.
Right. I found the old footage from when we all played Astroneer together.
No way.
I did.
No
shot. My mom knew where it was this whole time, apparently.
What?
Yeah.
How did she know?
I don't know. All right, I have sent you
That's whack.
to a Gmail address, and hopefully that is a current Gmail address.
If it has my name, then it's the good one.
I mean, it's got abbreviated name.
Then it's a scuffed one, but it is valid.
Okay. It's the one you're using for Google, I think.
I have a few of oh yeah, use the correct one. Yeah.
Yay! What am I doing now?
If you typed in my name and got it, that's the email that.
Yep.
You
I need to get more screws. Woo! Yeah, so now you can see everything.
Add calendar, please. Add that. Thank you.
Yeah. And that you'll also see all my random, like, oh, I'm going to this random event to show off drone racing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's all the crap I wanted to see, so good job.
Yeah.
Drones, see, let's go.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool.
Yep. You got location and everything. I will tell you, the outdoor races are a little bit hard to get to.
I have legs. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the route is really confusing. When we went, Google decided to help us and send us to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, sweet. I will now take that into account while I am in my
Yay.
available portion of my summer.
Woo!
It will be fun. I will be funny, and it will be funny.
Actually, hold up. This Saturday, there might actually be more stuff. Hold up. Reply. How? Don't reply to that message. I want to reply to the first one. Why?
I gotta get good at that.
Long.
I gotta figure out how to do that effectively.
Would be.
I think I know what I'm gonna be working on during the week. I gotta place some orders tonight.
How late would it go for? All right. Well, I might have a little mini drone, outdoor drone thing happening Saturday as well. Maybe.
How about, does that fit into the broader schedule? Do you know?
It will be after. I don't know exactly. I don't know. It's an impromptu. Somebody's just like, "Hey, anybody want to come over and practice in my backyard?"
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, what scale are you flying for those?
That's FIA, so that's 5-inch. Yeah, that's 5-inch. So 5-inch propellers. Where am I going? I am lost.
Oh dang, 5-inch propellers.
Yeah.
Not a 5-inch frame. Interesting.
Yep. 5-inch propellers is like the standard racing, and then you also have tiny whoops, which are 31mm propellers.
Wow, I love that they change units. That honestly makes it so easy to tell how different in scale they are.
I know.
It's so clear to just hear 5 inches and 21mm or
31 millimeters, and then we have 35 millimeters, 40 millimeters, and then 2 inches.
I see.
Yeah,
no, that makes perfect sense. Honestly,
I don't know.
There's no confusion.
Oh, and wheelbase is always in millimeters.
Wheelbase?
Motor to motor, diagonal motor to motor.
You don't have wheels.
It's called wheelbase.
That's not a wheelbase.
I didn't come up with this. Someone else did.
That's what I would call frame. Diagonal?
Yeah. Yep, diagonal. So our 31.
I would just call that the frame diameter. No?
Yeah.
Or like the frame size.
Yeah.
Why would you call it wheelbase?
I don't know.
What idiot was like, oh yeah, wheelbase, that makes sense.
I have no clue. This was before my time.
We should just put car terms on airplanes.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. That makes perfect sense.
I know, yeah, there's Pro Spec, which is becoming a thing slowly and getting bigger, which is 7-inch propellers.
Oh my. You know
they
what
are
I'm excited for?
So slow.
When they start flying the Cinelifts.
So
Cinelift race.
That was called X Class. That's not a thing anymore. Because
I think they should bring that back.
It was ridiculously expensive, and you get your butt kicked by people running octocopters with 5-inch propellers, while you're over here with like 15-inch plus propellers, spending thousands of dollars, and they're over here with like this thing that costs $500, and they're just kicking your butt.
Well, yeah,
constantly.
So just only run octas, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely people lost interest because of that, and then it was also you crash. Congratulations, you just spent that's $1,000 that's just exploded because they were that fragile to be fast enough to race.
See, that's called a skill issue. So I think at that scale, you have to start getting into like the FIA.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become the FIA, and you have to be like, okay.
Yeah, that's what X Class was.
Frame strength. frame
Oh,
strength
doing
requirements.
minimum. Yeah, they never did that. I think
you
it
have
was
to get into that level of like design work
Yeah.
in order to kind of even the playing field a bit, so that people aren't group Bing your
Yeah.
program.
Yep. I
I mean,
know.
you'd have to, because that also gets like spectator safety would be a massive concern with those
Oh
things.
yeah. The whole
So
idea
you
with
really have to FIA that crap.
Yeah, and the whole idea with X Class originally was to make something easier to watch as a spectator.
And the nice thing about that is that if you're getting that like spicy with your requirements, you can do things like minimum weight
Yep.
and like lift force, which I think
Yeah.
would be a big deal there. Have a
I
minimum
will, you know what? I will send you a fun thing as well. I will send
a
you a
minimum
list.
push that your drone has to be able to apply, or minimum payload your drone has to be able, like, capable of lifting.
Yeah, I will send you the link to the standard classes of drones right now. I have to find it because it's cool stuff.
I think that would become like necessary just to regulate, because again, like I assume the Octa 5 dudes are faster, but they aren't necessarily. There's a reason 15-inch exists.
It's not as fast in a straightaway, but oh my god, do they turn in? It's crazy how fast they turn.
And is there a payload benefit?
I don't think so. There's no payload benefit. It's just they turn crazy sharp.
So technically, you could Cinelift on 5 inches, and it would be fine.
Yes. Yep, people do that. They actually do it on 4 inches. They lift the big heavy cameras with those. If they hover at like 80% throttle, they're terrible, but they do work.
So there is a payload disadvantage. Because what if you did 15 with that?
Oh, 15, you'd be golden. You're chasing cars with that.
So there is definitely a difference between running 15 and 5s.
Yeah.
And that would be my concern with that change, is that it's like very much racing spec. And so that's where you get into like 2 leagues.
Yep. Oh, what is it called? Where is the ferry?
I mean, that's how the car world works, because F1 is open wheel, but there's also closed wheel racing.
Yep.
So you just have your 15-inch class and you have your 5 and 4-inch class. And they meet completely different requirements.
There it is, the Octo Ferry. Yeah.
And so they run totally differently.
There you go.
I think that would be how you'd have to run the system, no?
Yeah. So the Octo Ferry...
I think that is honestly just a regulation problem.
Yeah, so last X-Class competition was 2021. Octocopter came in first and top qualifier. And first and second with also top qualifier. So, yeah, Octocopter equals broken for X class.
Yeah, so just run it as F1 league, and then run your heavy lifters as F2 or whatever, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I would love to get into it.
Stratify your leagues.
Yep.
If you're getting into that, you gotta like,
yeah,
man, sponsors and crap. That's gonna be expensive.
Oh yeah. Yep. Prospect right now is like, oh god.
I want the minimum. I want the design requirements. I think that would also be, because I think you get to that scale, and there's no market for selling a pre-built.
Yeah. You would
racing.
Love
a tiny loop.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You can definitely market pre-builts there. And even you get down to 5 frame, and you can market a lot of pre-built there.
Oh yeah,
pre-built
a lot
frames,
of people fly pre-built 5-inch
specs.
racers. Yeah.
And even if you're not flying pre-built, you're flying from parts provided by a manufacturer.
Yep.
Like, you're probably just buying a frame.
Yep.
You're not rolling your own frame.
No. You would really like Street League, because they require the frames to be open source.
See, I'm going to go even harder than that.
Yeah, you want to say you have
everyone
to.
Have to be able to design them. And that's what I like about the big class.
Yeah.
Is that at that scale, you literally can't there's no market to
Yeah, it's
selling
just
things. So
racing.
everyone's going to be rolling their own.
Yep. I have actually wanted to do that with
So the
my
constructors
chapter.
championship.
Yeah.
And constructor championships are awesome. They're a pain to watch. They're great for people who are into it. They suck for the people who aren't into it.
Yeah. With my chapter, our goal is to get younger kids into it, but also adults can race. But yeah, goal is to get kids into it. And one of my things that I'm going to try to do once we get a little bigger is introduce a slightly larger quad class, something still safe to fly indoors, but slightly larger, and say you got to design your own frames.
That's also interesting to just issue direct challenges like that.
Yeah.
To like limit costs, to say like, yeah, you can get motors and you can get your control board.
Yep. But you got to get
your camera and you can get your radio.
Yep.
And then beyond that, and your battery.
Yep. You got to make the frame.
That is part of the problem, is that there's so much there that like you kind of can't not COTS.
Yep.
Like your motors have to be COTS.
Yeah. It's going to be, you got to design the frame yourself.
Any frame and housing, all your mounting.
Mm-hmm. Where is all of our storage gone, sir?
What do you mean?
There's nothing in this triple stack.
I don't know. I didn't remove anything.
Is it all just in the top?
I mean, yes,
because
it's all just you're
in the
feeding
top.
everything to the top.
Okay, never mind.
That could be how your
snake
setup work.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I would love constructor. That's what you should call them. You should call them constructor leagues.
Yeah.
Where they have different requirements in order to promote a different kind of racing.
Check that. Yeah.
And your teams then become much more interesting because your team is a group of people with a variety of skills to do a whole build.
Yeah. There was a recent race where they did something similar. What is it? Ice Storm is the event. Happens every year. They race at a hockey arena.
That's sick.
There's two rinks next to each other, and they race through the tunnel connecting the rinks. It's amazing. Centered on there. Okay. But they did what they called the pit race, where it was for the high schoolers. And the kids were given drones that had a fault. And they had to figure out the fault, repair the fault, and then race the track. And you had your two teams competing, or was it? Yeah, it was two. It was 1 versus 1.
It would be even more funny. Is not a fault, but just straight from parts.
Yeah.
You get COTS frame, camera.
Well, that's now
motors
ours.
And everything.
That's a build. That's a while.
And you got to build the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah, but yeah, they had to. It was. I wish I had gone to it. I did not, sadly. I just heard about how awesome it was. But yeah, the first one was really simple. It was just props were upside down. Super simple. And then they had
the polarity of your motors. SMH my head.
That's a lot more complicated. And then they had what was the second one? I wrote them down because I was like, I'm gonna steal these. I'm gonna do this stuff for my students. Ideas from Ice Storm. There we go.
That would actually be. I want a constructor league now. I want to write the rulebook for a constructor league.
Oh heck yeah! As long as you make it so it's ducted quadcopters, I would actually propose it 2 schools.
Ducted.
So prop guard, basically. If it hits someone, a prop is not hitting somebody. They're getting hit with a piece of material that isn't moving.
Oh. I mean, yeah, that depends on racing conditions and things.
Yeah. If you made it so that it was that, I would absolutely I would use it, and I would credit you for it if you wanted. That would be awesome. It would take a bit.
I would just assume that it's openly published.
Oh yeah, do that too.
You can just yoink from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, it's my thing that I do. No, it's just like, yeah, this is the thing, and there's a governing body.
Yeah,
like I said, the FIA.
Sick. Yeah, that
Create
would
the
be
FIA
sick.
real quick.
Yeah.
What would that be? What does the FIA stand for?
I don't remember. But yeah, so they had, first one was upside down props. Then it was motors. No, it was just something was not connected. I don't remember. Person didn't remember if it was the receiver or the video transmitter was not connected.
Federation Internationale de l'Automobile.
Interesting.
So we want the FID.
Yeah.
The FID.
So yeah, they
Hopefully
had.
that's appropriate. Hang on. Let's just go to Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, so they had to resolder a component.
I don't regret typing this in.
And then after that, then it was dirty. It was so dirty. I loved it because there was also multiple solutions. They physically flipped the flight controller upside down.
That's incredible.
So here's the thing. These are all in one board. So your ESC and flight controller are the same board. So your motors are also now all in the wrong position. And you either could go in and fix it through software, or you could go and you could resolder everything. That was just genius.
That is actually exceptional.
Yep.
I think it's a great idea. You just create a bunch of racing rule books that just
are free.
You just create a racing rule set that just can be used.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to figure out how to support it, but
yeah,
it'd be kind of great.
I'm kind of doing that. I'm writing right now a handbook of just like, here is all of my knowledge. Here's how to teach it. Here's how to build a drone. Here's recommended parts that I'm doing my best to keep up to date.
Instead is, let's just call it a website.
Yeah.
What you need is a website.
Yeah, right now it's just a Google Doc. Because I know that won't get blocked by school Wi-Fi. I'm gonna use it. Oh my god, I literally saw a Wi-Fi? A website get blocked on school Wi-Fi as I was like testing stuff.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a website that had to be used to link two things together. And they're like, oh, FPV scores. Must be first-person view shooter scoring website.
No way.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
And I was like, all right, I did the thing. Okay, I'm going to go in and double check that this thing worked. And then I just go and it says website not reachable.
Huh.
Your connection is not private.
It's called a VPN.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really funny.
Actually, there are ways to get around those blocks if you have enough brain cells.
I was just like, I was doing it while waiting for work to start. I was just like, nope, not dealing with this right now.
I actually love the rule setting idea. I might actually work on that. I gotta add that to my project stock.
I recommend
a ton of work and research, but it would be very interesting to run
I will send you
events where you have things like strength proving, especially like when you get into big leagues. Obviously, for little things, it's like less of a big deal because like FR4 is probably plenty strong for 95% of what you're building. But you get into an X class or whatever, and now all of a sudden I want to know that you have done some like, okay, you put that barrier in the wrong spot.
What did I put in the wrong spot? That is
just obviously in the wrong spot.
What is?
You put that 3 tiles back instead of 2.
Oh. No, this is right, because this spacing's correct.
What? No.
Oh, you're
Not
talking
apart
about
from each other. But you just put it really far away from the truck stations. It can be a whole tile closer.
Oh, did I? Oh, oops. Yeah.
It's all right. It doesn't change anything. Anyway,
I think what are other specs I know
when
of?
you get into like X class though, you want to be like, I want to be relatively certain that the thing that you're bringing in here is spec'd appropriately to not shred itself to smithereens under peak load.
Yep.
Because like in an ideal world, you're like, oh, I want to minimize all my tubing diameters. I want to minimize all my bracketry because I just want to be light. I don't durable, huh? What durability?
Yeah.
I don't need durability.
There you go. Those are just a bunch of different drone specs that exist. We got Freedom Spec, Street League, Underground Whoop League, which is a bunch of different specs, and Pro Spec. Freedom Spec is really weird. It's standard.
I want a spec where you have to like walk in with like or you have to like provide a documentation book that's like, here's all of the math and testing that I've done. This thing will keep itself in one piece.
Yeah.
On paper, it stays in one piece and all the brackets are the correct strength.
Yep.
I know it's hard, and that's why I say it's an X-class problem.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's super cool, though.
Freedom Spec, it's standard 5-inch quads with a minimum weight. Obviously, could make it consistent. Yeah. But then it's got a 50% RPM limit, basically. So you're cutting your power level in half.
Interesting. There is also an interesting argument to be made for what you do and don't want to limit. Because I think something like RPM or power draw makes sense to limit.
RPM is, people have found that RPM is the best way to get consistent quads out of out of just a ton of different parts. You don't have to say, hey, this is the motor you have to buy. You say,
yeah,
this is your target KV, and then set an RPM limit. There's a very recent thing that actually got figured out, actually, which is kind of cool.
I think RPM and power draw are going to be your two most important ones.
Yep.
Because the problem with
so they
RPM
do
limit,
instead of power draw, you limit battery capacity and cell count.
That
it does the same thing, but then it also says you're flying for the same amount of time as the other person. Nobody's getting an advantage.
Minimum capacity. That makes sense.
Max capacity.
My problem with KV is that motor RPM is not constant.
Yep. So that's why they do RPM limits instead. Freedom Spec used to be...
and at any RPM, power output isn't the same.
Yep.
So that's what it's an interesting problem of what you limit.
Yeah.
I would love to like look at what different limits actually look like on paper and in practice.
Yeah.
Because like limiting, the thing that I want to avoid is stopping innovation from being possible with the limit, right?
Well, that's part of it.
You want to ease the playing field without saying this is how you have to build this.
That's why I like Street League. It's just, here's your motor size that you're aiming for. Here's your motor KV you should aim for, but it's fine because we've got RPM limit. Here's your battery size you should run. Go design frames.
And props.
Yeah, prop size.
Because props are going to be one of your biggest... Well, prop design is going to be one of the biggest innovation points in...
Oh, yeah.
Those sorts of leagues. Like, that is...
Oh,
that is by far your most, just in general in the industry as well, prop shape and design is going to be your most important feature that you want to promote innovation in.
We just had a huge change in the tiny whoop prop market a couple years ago. Prop weight got reduced by like 50% or something, which is insane because
it would be a really interesting limit. Don't limit anything, limit noise.
Oh, that would be fun. Just, oh god, it just reminded me of something from Saturday. Oh god, that was horrible.
Not like to promote racing or whatever, but to promote the industry developments that industry's looking at right now, where they want to make these things actually reasonable to deploy for any period of time without annoying people.
Yeah. Somebody had really high-pitched props at the last Saturday's race, and it was so high-pitched. Oh my god, my ears were ringing.
See, that would be a really interesting competition, where it's your race time, but it's also...
There's some deficit from being
loud. You have a chamber where you score points for time, but you also score points for like putting your drone in a chamber and running tests and saying, yeah, this is what the sound profile is, because what sound you're outputting is very important, not just the magnitude of the sound. And then what the magnitude of your sound is.
Yep. Higher
that
blade,
would be really interesting.
Higher blade count equals less noise, but higher pitched. It has been tested.
And yeah, but then you can go even crazier with wacky prop designs. That's what that league would promote, is what wacko thing can you R&D into existence? That would be another interesting challenge. So again, thinking of like a Constructors Championship, that's going to be a Constructors Championship.
Yep.
Because the moment that a couple of people get into custom prop design, you're going to absolutely decimate the rest of the playing field, and it's going to have to all be custom.
Yep.
But now you have to be worried about things like props being built to a low enough spec that they explode at their maximum profile.
Yeah.
So now you have to get into extra testing of like, all right, you are providing extra sets of props that go through, that are randomly selected from your collection, that go through a separate testing phase.
Yeah.
Where they just get spun up to 2x what your RPM limit is.
Yep.
To make sure, oh yeah, it's not going to explode on us at the event.
Yeah, there used to be a prop available really called the Demon prop. It did not flex. So when you spin something really fast, it flexes and loses pitch. It did not flex. But if you touched it while it was spinning with a blade of grass, it would detonate.
Interesting. How do you design a test for that?
It was so fast, but it fell out of use because you screw up. Well, you're done. Congratulations. But yeah, at this point, we just a while back, we were at the point where people were starting to get custom frames. So the top racers were actually getting custom frames made. And we've just hit the point, for what? For 5-inch, yes.
Tiny?
For 5-inch.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Tiny Whoop is kind of the shit ground. The companies put the worst shit into the Tiny Whoops. It really sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, for 5-inch...
that's why you custom build.
Yep.
Because then you can put all the good crap in.
Yeah. So...
Actually, that would be interesting. You should work on a wish list of what would be ideal to have in Tiny Whoop that doesn't exist.
Yeah. I've been working on it.
And go like deep into like controllers.
Yeah.
What the controller looks like, because that would actually be interesting to design a PCB for.
We just started seeing pilots who are not at the very, very top. Like, you're at the point where your life is literally, you're paying your bills by racing. We've just seen the people below that hit the point where they're getting custom motors manufactured by companies.
Motors?
Yeah. We've not hit props yet. So we were at frames, motors, and then...
Schmancy.
Yeah, we're running... It's freaking ridiculous. We're running almost motors that we used to consider 4S motors on 6 cells in racing. Now it's crazy. Yeah. And we're looking now at, so 5-inch racing used to be you'd have your ESC board, you have your flight controller board, you'd have your VTX board.
Sure.
It is now becoming, I'm actually, literally this innovation is like happening right now.
Yeah.
We're switching over to all-in-ones where you've got your ESC and flight controller in the same board. VTX is not yet because it's just so much stuff to put in one board.
Yeah.
But we are hitting the point where people are starting to do that just to reduce weight. It's crazy.
See, I really what I want is a constructors championship. The actual racing itself, like,
You don't care. You just want to see people build cool stuff.
is whatever. But I want to see the wacko stuff get built.
Oh yeah,
and I want to see people
so
like
cool.
try hard. Like, I want to see people figuring out how you manufacture drone props in your garage, because they're like, nah, I need something quieter, which means I need this wacko custom profile that no one has ever done before for any reason, because why would you? That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I know a kid who 3D printed a propeller. The issue is it's just so flexible. You have to injection mold them, and it sucks.
Well, how was he 3D printing it? Presumably it was
I don't remember.
resin.
It was it was resin. Yeah. No, I don't think he did resin actually.
Okay, because in the resin world there's a whole lot of weird materials and you get a good finish.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to experiment with.
Yeah, he did it. He did it as his senior project. He printed those weird figure 8 propellers that what college? Yeah. And
the
like,
ones that have like are not equal sizes. Oh no, just the figure 8.
Yeah, just the figure 8. Yeah.
See, I really like the ones where they're asymmetric.
Yeah, those are really
balanced, but they're completely separate on each side, which is just incredible. And like, that's the type of thing that I would love to see a racing league where they're like, yeah, we have to run something that looks like that. That'd be so fun.
Yeah. Back when I originally got into all of this, there was a channel on YouTube that just did fun, weird stuff with drones. So, like, one of the things they did, similar to that, they said they had split into 2 teams, and they had to make a one-bladed prop. So they had to figure out how to balance it.
Interesting.
Neither worked well, but it was cool to watch. It is also 9 o'clock, and I assume you have to get off and get stuff done now.
No, I'm done with finals. I'm like done.
Oh yeah.
At this point, it's all just personal life. So
you said you had to buy stuff.
I do have to do that.
Yeah.
Dang, you're right.
And I want you to come down to a race.
And hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
How dare you? Why are you like this? Why have you done this to me? It's such a good idea, but why have you done this?
There we go. 160 drivers. Yep. I am gonna head back to the big city, and then I think I am gonna just get off because I'm not done with college yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got all the buildings expanded, so.
Yay! You can help me start moving things. Oh no, you still have to build more and more.
There's
buildings.
Still 4 more buildings.
Yay!
Don't you worry. There's still plenty of work to do.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm still working.
I wish I had thought
moved.
to send you. My brain just is like, oh yeah, you're far away. You're not gonna drive down here for a thing.
Given enough reason to, I would.
Yeah. Well, have the
like,
stuff
if there's
now.
an event and I get to hang out and I can find another event, like.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just need to not be in the house, so. Genuinely, if you want me to come hang out, just find a reason for me to not be in the house the entire weekend. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's just guaranteed at that point.
You want an entire weekend filled with drone racing?
You know,
I'm not gonna go.
Simulation on that.
I'm not gonna go to it because it's money. But multi-GP, the people who my chapter is under, every year they do an international open. And it is the best. Yeah, so right now we're doing global qualifiers. So all the chapters who are at a certain point are allowed to host basically a time trial with and pilots can go as many as they want. Each time trial you're limited to 10 batteries. Infinite practice, 10 recorded.
10 recorded batteries, interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Do you race for lap time on a charge?
Yep. One charge.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is about 2 minutes.
Also an interesting challenge.
Yep. So you kind of
you want endurance racing?
What?
24 hours at.
Oh my god! I will send you the 24 Hours of Madness. It is amazing. Or is it 24 Hours of Mayhem.
We have one frame that just has to go for 24 hours.
It's not one frame. No, it's not 24 hours. Is it Madness? It's Madness. 24 Hours of
Otherwise,
Madness.
what the heck is the point of even the 24 hours?
24-hour drone race. It's more just endurance. Yeah.
But in endurance racing, you swap driver.
Yeah, so they swap pilots. They swap pilots, and they've got like.
But if you're also swapping drones, then it's just a normal race.
You don't. So you swap drones because it's faster than changing batteries. So you land the drone, flip a switch, it kills your VTX, and it powers up the VTX of another, and you take off. And then your pit crew changes the battery, and you've got a spare quad for when one gets stuck out on the field, because you can't safely go out and recover that drone.
Oh, so you just have 3 frames.
Yep, and sometimes you'll have more in the pit as backup. And you'll also have the pit crew who's going to be repairing the ones that are broken so that you can keep going.
Yeah, you got to limit your comp frames, though, because otherwise you just show up with like 10 and rotate them. You'd have to say that, you can have up to 3 or whatever. And then you can bring extra frames. You're just going to have to transplant all of your competition parts.
Yeah.
You can only switch out so many components in any one swap.
Yep. Yeah.
That is part of endurance racing, is that there should be the threat of.
Oh, it's only 12 hours. It is not 24 hours.
Oh, I want 24 hours of.
It's not 24 because of FAA requirements. You have to get permission and do a bunch of stuff to fly at night. I feel like factory.
Well, just go indoor.
I wanted to do a 24-hour tiny whoop race, but we need to get more people first. This.
Or just get a bigger stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and you're hopped off, and I should also get off. Yeah. I have sent you a bunch of stuff. Now you can see everything. And I also just got message.
I'm not looking at all that, man. I'm way too lazy for this. I ain't reading all that. I'll have to throw it all in that folder though, so that I can find it again when I do want to read a bit. I want constructive championships.
All right, I might have a race in the afternoon on Saturday, or more of just a big practice thing that a bunch of people are doing.
What's up? Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, let me end stream.